who has y'all under a spell. She had me under her spell too. I could admit it. I know Beyonce had me under her spell. And when I went to her concert, in 20 what? I think it was 2015. She had a concert on my birthday. I'm a twin. Me and my twin sister went to go see her. And I seen her in person. I seen the Witchcraft in person. I seen how everybody stood up off their feet.
Bewitching Beyonce. Did Queen Bee practice witchcraft on one of her musicians? In this Daily Mail TV exclusive, the drummer who claims she was put under Beyonce's spell is now speaking out.
The fact that people keep saying I'm crazy, hell, the situations I had to deal with and survive are crazy.
Now, the IRS, I don't know how Beyonce got them to admit, I guess maybe after they saw that they were about to get since she made $2 billion on the tour and is still counting, she outdid the white girl. And they came after her saying that she owed $3 million over
killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too, which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. She was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music, handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, doctor.
They say power doesn't just change people, it reveals them. And tonight, Beyoncé's former nanny has allegedly revealed something the world wasn't ready to hear. Because according to her, the glamour, the grace, and the perfect image we all thought we knew might just be hiding something much darker. So before we dive in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Because what you're about to hear might completely change how you see Beyoncé and Jay-Z forever.
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim Porter?
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane.
So let me just give you some context. She asked for a restraining order against Beyonce because she claims, Kimberly Thomas reportedly claims that she suffered from Beyonce's magic spells of actual molestation.
As bizarre as this, what were Thompson's other claims here?
There's a lot of them. First, that Beyonce stole money from her. She had her stalked, she had her bullied. Thompson said she had to move several different times to different cities because
I don't want to work with them. I'm even embarrassed that I have worked with them because it's literally shattered everything that I've tried to build after doing that work in my life. If I have always said when I was a kid, I never would want to regret anything, but this I regret. I regret that we ever worked together because it's turned my life completely upside down.
This story begins with the nanny, an insider who once lived inside the Carter world, caring for the twins and witnessing the routines, the rituals, the rehearsed perfection behind the walls of their empire. For years, she stayed silent, signing NDAs, keeping secrets that could shatter reputations. But now, sources claim she regrets every single thing she saw while working for the Carters, calling it the biggest mistake of her life. And what's haunting is that she's not alone. Others who once worked close to Beyonce have whispered eerily similar stories, painting a picture that sounds more like a supernatural thriller than a celebrity memoir. It all resurfaced when the internet exploded with clips of Beyonce's former drummer, Kimberly Thompson, who years ago accused the singer of using extreme witchcraft. Back then, everyone brushed it off as delusion. But when the nanny's account started aligning with Kimberly's claims, the idea that something spiritual, something controlling, might be happening behind closed doors, the internet couldn't ignore it anymore. Kimberly said Beyonce cast spells that ruined her life, that she controlled her finances and her opportunities, even sabotaging her career when she tried to leave. The nanny allegedly told Jaguar Wright the same thing, that people who walk away from Beyonce often find their lives mysteriously falling apart.
Just standing up, I had to look around and see what was going on. Not only that, it was this one dance that she did, y'all. I forgot what album this was and everything because it's just like it left my mind because I turned it crazy. But she did this dance on stage and it was raining in Philly this day. And she was like, I love rain, I love water, because she has a marine spirit in her ocean. Then I told my sister, I turned to her, I said, she's about to do this rain dance and the rain's gonna stop once she's done the ritual. Y'all, she started doing this dance, and mind you, I used to watch all her stuff. The girl can move.
According to reports, Jay-Z even admitted in a lawsuit that he's been facing major financial
And all kinds of really crazy stuff.
In bizarre court papers, Thompson claims Beyoncé, who she refers to as this person, has started a campaign of harassment against her that includes extreme witchcraft, dark magic, and magic spells of sexual molestation. She also claims Beyoncé her kitten after the singer put a spell on it.
They were like, the cat has a spell on it. The cat was taken back to her people,
as if something follows them long after they leave. And this isn't coming from some random fan online. We're talking about women who were inside the circle, who saw Beyoncé at her most human and her most powerful. Kimberly's story, for context, is wild enough on its own. A graduate of Berklee College of Music, handpicked by Grammy-winning drummer Terry Lynn Carrington to join Beyoncé's all-female band, she was living every musician's dream, until suddenly, she wasn't. She quit during the On the Run 2 tour and filed a restraining order, claiming Beyoncé practiced extreme witchcraft, tapped her phone, and even killed her cat through a curse. The court denied it, calling it nonsense, but what's eerie is that she vanished from the industry soon after, unable to find work. The Nanny, meanwhile, allegedly witnessed the psychological side of all this. She said Beyoncé was obsessed with energy, vibration, and ritualistic routines that felt more spiritual than normal. Every room, she claimed, had white candles, crystals, and bowls of water that were never to be moved. There were moments, she said, when the atmosphere in the house would shift suddenly heavy, as if the air itself was watching you. And she remembered the nights Beyoncé would stay up until dawn.
Ideas, just basically doing anything and everything to damage any type of happiness that I could have had up to current. That be in my own independent career, establishing my own company, my own music, relationships, whether it be business partnerships, personal relationships.
Meditating with rhythmic chants that no one else was allowed to record or interrupt. The Nanny said she used to think it was just performance preparation until she saw other people there, people she didn't recognize, entering quietly through back doors during the full moon. She said it wasn't music rehearsals, it felt like ceremonies. And after those nights, everyone acted different, like something unseen had shifted in the air. The Nanny's breaking point reportedly came after one of these sessions. She said she saw Beyoncé walk out to the backyard barefoot in complete silence, her eyes closed, whispering in a language the Nanny didn't understand. Then the lights flickered, and the twins began crying upstairs. She swore she heard chanting echoing from the hallway, even though the staff quarters were empty. The next morning, Beyoncé looked radiant, calm, re-energized, untouchable. And the Nanny says that's when she realized she had to leave. But leaving the Carters wasn't easy. Allegedly, her contract tied her to silence, and the moment she hinted at quitting, she claimed her phone started acting strange, texts disappearing, calls echoing, GPS turning itself on. Whether that's paranoia or proof, nobody can say. But she was terrified enough to pack and vanish, later reaching out to Jaguar Wright to tell her side. Jaguar, who had already accused Beyoncé and Jay-Z of darker practices, called the Nanny's testimony the missing piece. She said this woman's story connects everything: the witchcraft allegations, the energy rituals.
Doctor with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyoncé came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. Snacking on his bitch, killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told us his entire female band.
Since she made $2 billion on the tour and is still counting, she outdid the white girl. And they came after her saying that she owed $3 million over the course of 2018, 2019 to pull a fast one on them and say, hey, if you want these taxes here and you don't want me to take forever to pay them because I know you need that, I'm gonna need you to get on out here and make a statement. And they said the IRS admits black taxpayers are 5 times more likely to be audited than any other race. I can't believe Beyonce done pulled the race card and it worked.
The secrecy, even Beyoncé's rumored connection to the African deity Oshun. Storm Monroe, a gossip blogger known for his unfiltered takes, once called Beyoncé Hollywood's high priestess. saying she replaced Madonna as the most spiritually powerful woman in entertainment. He claimed her success was intertwined with ritual offerings and that her children were part of her spiritual balance. The Nanny's claims, sadly, echoed that vibe. She said Beyoncé spoke about protecting her kids from energies that feed on light, a phrase that left her sleepless for weeks. She started wondering if these weren't just metaphors, but warning signs that Beyoncé truly believed she was living in a world of magic, power, and sacrifice. Around the same time, fans dug up Beyoncé's own interview about her alter ego, Sasha Fierce, where she admitted that when she performs, something else takes over. Back then, people thought it was creative branding, but after these new allegations, that quote started sounding like possession talk. She said, "When I hear the crowd, when I put on my stilettos, that other thing takes over." To many, that sounded like spiritual channeling. The Nanny said she witnessed it firsthand. Before big performances, Beyoncé would go quiet, close her eyes, and say softly, "She's ready now." Minutes later, she'd step on stage like a different person, eyes sharper, movements faster, aura unshakable. The Nanny said it was mesmerizing and terrifying, but it wasn't just about witchcraft, it was also about control. Sources claim Beyoncé and Jay-Z ran their home like a fortress. Staff had to sign non-disclosure agreements that forbade them from discussing anything beyond their job duties. Cameras watched every hallway, and certain rooms were off-limits, including a candlelit basement, where the Nanny said no one ever cleaned. She said it felt like working for royalty and a cult at the same time, luxury and fear living side by side. And what made her regret everything wasn't just what she saw, but what she ignored. She said she once convinced herself it was all art, performance, spirituality, but the longer she stayed, the more she realized that everyone around Beyoncé acted like believers, not employees. They obeyed her as if she was something higher. "She doesn't have to ask twice," the Nanny reportedly said. "People just do what she wants, like she's hypnotic." Meanwhile, new reports about Jay-Z added another layer. Allegedly, he's been struggling financially, relying on Beyoncé's tour money to keep Roc Nation alive. Court filings supposedly revealed he even took out government PPP loans during the pandemic. The image of the all-powerful billionaire suddenly looked fragile. Fans started connecting dots. If Jay-Z's empire was falling apart, was Beyoncé's alleged spiritual work her way of keeping everything standing? The Nanny said Beyoncé would often talk about cleansing energy whenever business drama erupted, using long baths, smoke rituals, and gold powder as offerings to prosperity. And while that might sound harmless to some, the Nanny said there was always an intensity to it, like a desperation to keep control. When Jaguar Wright went public with these claims on Piers Morgan's show, all hell broke loose. She accused Beyoncé and Jay-Z of using witchcraft, of keeping remains from rituals, of even orchestrating industry takedowns to hide their tracks. Piers had to issue a legal apology and cut sections of the interview after the Carters' lawyers intervened, but the damage was done. The world heard the words, "Beyoncé's Nanny regrets everything," and the internet ran wild. People started revisiting every conspiracy. Solange's cryptic Instagram posts with idol-like figures, Beyoncé's fascination with water, even her grandmother's story about burning candles for fertility. Suddenly, what once sounded poetic now sounded like legacy witchcraft. And fans couldn't stop wondering, what if it's all connected? The Nanny, still unnamed publicly, has allegedly disappeared since her conversation with Jaguar. Some say she's laying low, others claim she fled the country out of fear. But her words linger, that working for the Carters changed her forever. She said, "I walked in as a caretaker and left feeling like a witness to something holy and wrong at the same time. Whether that's metaphor or madness, no one knows." But she's not the only one who's spoken about regret. Kimberly Thompson said she regrets ever joining Beyoncé's band. A former dancer, Kata Cherie, said she regretted ever getting that close. Even Jaguar Wright said she regrets protecting the industry's biggest illusion. It's like a pattern everyone who enters their world leaves claiming to have seen too much. And yet, for all the talk of witchcraft, one thing is undeniable. Beyoncé's power is real. Whether it's spiritual, psychological, or purely artistic, she can silence a room, shift an audience, command millions with a glance. That's not up for debate. The question is where that power comes from and what it costs to keep it. Some fans say this is all superstition weaponized against a successful Black woman. Others swear there's something darker hidden beneath the choreography and candlelight. But the truth? It's impossible to separate. Because Beyoncé herself once said she feels a presence when she performs. Maybe that presence is genius. Maybe it's something else entirely. What makes this story so chilling is how every piece fits together like a puzzle no one wants to finish. The IRS revelation that Beyoncé allegedly used race as leverage to beat an audit, the whispers of dark rituals during tours, the staff who vanish after speaking out it's all too much coincidence for some people to ignore, and the nanny's regret adds emotional weight to it all. She wasn't out for fame or clout. She wanted peace, but said she can't find it. Every night, she reportedly prays that her time in that house doesn't follow her forever. Whether you believe her or not, one thing's clear: this isn't just about witchcraft. It's about power, secrecy, and what people will do to protect their empire. So maybe Beyoncé's nanny really did see things she'll never forget. Maybe she didn't. But her story opens a door to Hollywood's oldest question: what price do you pay for perfection? When the lights go down and the cameras stop rolling, who's really in control, the artist or something else entirely? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you believe Beyoncé's nanny's story? Or is this just another conspiracy born from fame and fear? Because in the world of power couples, nothing is ever as it seems, and when it comes to Beyoncé and Jay-Z, the deeper you look, the darker it gets. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, because the next story waiting for you makes this one look light.